All right, so we're just going to do a little prep for, I don't know what we're going to do exactly. Rust stuff. We'll probably write out a plan for DSA series, decide what we actually want to do, what the stipulations are going to be, etc., etc. For those that don't know, I did already do like a Rust DSA series, but it was a while ago. And I think like we went through and we did all of these, right? But it was when I was first learning the language, and it was very like what I would call like exploratory work more than anything else. And I think what I want to do this time is try to like finish a data structure in one stream. And that's kind of the idea. So maybe we should actually write some of this down. I guess we should just create like a new thing for this. Let me just do this. What shall we call this? We already did Rust DSA. Maybe I just want to move that to old, to V1. We do a V2. Let's do it this way. Move Rust DSA to V1 Rust DSA, and then we're going to do a new one. So make dir Rust DSA, and then we're going to say cargo init. I guess we don't need to do the cargo init thing right now. We just need to make a notes file. Okay. Here we go. So good at this. I guess we could make it a markdown file. So good at this, and then I decided to do something different. All right. I know, right? Freaking programmers. Can't stand those guys. Smelly nerds. Rust DSA. The data structure and algorithm kind. I've been really bad at typing today. My hands are cold. I wonder if that's part of it. But worse than usual. I'll just put it that way before chat gets all snarky. Data structure and algorithm kind of DSA. Really good title. Idea. How about motivation? Motivation. We already did this once. But yeah, I mean motivation equals content. Okay, there is part of that. And at least people pretend on Twitter that they really want this series from my huge audience. But it did get like a lot of attention. My tweet about this. I don't know, it's maybe a month ago now. Because a lot of people, when they think like data structures in Rust, they just think you're crazy. They're really not that bad. And I guess that's kind of why it makes good content, right? Let's see. The videos are long. and have background music, and it was a while ago, and I was a lot worse at Rust back then, according to my highly skewed view of myself. Yeah, cool. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So what if we could do a data structure in 2 to 3 hours and actually finished it in one stream/video? Obviously, for me, it could create what's up, 10x developer? Total 10x developer in chat. The 10x developer in chat right now. Amazing. I actually finished it in one stream video. Yay, content. Yay, no background music in VODs. So maybe can do other things with them. One of the ideas. Make actual like like videos I actually have to edit. We could try that. I could actually try to edit some of my videos to something that's not 3 hours long. Okay. What's the other part? How many X's in this stream? If you are comparing it to ToggleBit, then I would say we're at 0.10x. We're at 0.10x. If ToggleBit is 10x, I'm 0.10x. No, Toggle's great. Yeah, this is late. This is kind of late for him to be streaming, but I guess he started a little early. Yay, content. Yay, no background music and VODs, so maybe we can do other things with them. Toggle is 20. Okay, so if toggle is 20, then, well, I guess that would just make me 0.2, right? Yeah, I'd be a 0.2x. That would be it's a little interesting. I guess we'll be kind to myself and say I'm 1x. I'm a 1x developer. Also, great chance for me to practice more Rust and DSA stuff on a personal level, because I have to start interviewing in a couple months. See what I'm saying about my terrible typing today? Let me try warming up my hands. You said I didn't need the fire. Now I'm just so cold. I am so cold not having the fire. Maybe I need the fire after all. All right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Personal level. There kind of is. I thought it was like a fun idea doing like playing my stream in the background, but there's definitely, we've gotten so used to the fire. There's a certain aesthetic that we're used to here on this stream, and we're just not hitting it right now. You know, it's 50 degrees right now, which is Fahrenheit, by the way. I guess we're just going to go back to the fire today. And then I either have to, yeah, no cozy vibes. And then I have to either pay for YouTube Premium so I can play random stuff or like download videos and somehow stream them on the TV. I haven't figured that part out yet. We'll just go back to the fire. It's already feeling better. It's already feeling better. Yeah, might need them for Rust DSA. That's fair, purplish. Okay. So, right. Anything else in the motivation section? So let's write out some concerns. Hey Des, what's up? We're doing some Rust. Well, we're eventually getting to some Rust. Right now, we're typing out some notes for the DSA series that I'm going to start soonish. Yeah, let's write out some concerns now. Chat distracts me. It's really not fair. TBH. Everything distracts me. I still have skill issues. These are all concerns about not being able to actually finish. So not sure if I can actually finish a data structure in a single stream. I guess the other part of it, I guess this goes under like what, like stipulations or something like that. Like, I can't think of the right word. Rules. I don't like those. It's cheating, obviously, for me to just look at my old implementations of a data structure. But it's also unlikely that I can finish one quickly if I have to remember on stream exactly what the data structure does. E.g., like adding, removing from a BST, right? If I have to like remember that algorithm live, besides just coding it, that could be a problem. So then it comes down to perhaps, yeah, I'd like to do that after though. I mean, I think it would be good to do it afterwards and compare them. I think some of them are going to be nearly identical because some of them weren't that bad. I know the binary search tree code I wrote was very cursed. And part of that was because I wanted to do everything in an impl block, and it would have been much cleaner to just do it in a few recursive functions instead of in an impl block. Adding, removing from a BST, sure. So it seems, you guys tell me if you think this does not make sense. that a little pre-stream prep is good. The problem is, like, I don't like streams personally, for the most part, where the streamer knows everything. Like, I don't like when somebody's clearly like prepped for their stream and then they have no problems. It just feels inorganic, right? Like, it's fine if you're doing that. Yeah, it's almost scripted. I literally watched a stream one time, and I think it was a guy doing Rust, and it literally sounded like he was reading from a script. He very well could have been. And I just, like, it was so clean that it was annoying. Like, it was hard to watch. But I mean, I'm so all over the place sometimes that it's probably hard to watch. Yeah, it's something that, like, it's like a YouTube thing. And I think his point was, like, he was trying to do a series for YouTube and he was just streaming it on Twitch, and it's fine. Whatever. People do whatever they want. But as far as like basic stuff, I don't like it. So maybe it's just that I have like a few notes, perhaps shared on screen, about the data structure and basic algo, basic behavior explained in non-code. I think this is good, because I think also if I share it on screen, then like viewers know how much I'm actually going off of, instead of like I have a little notebook that I keep looking down on, and then I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this is what I'm doing next. And then it becomes a little bit more like, did he just write it all? Did he just pre-write the code? I think that wouldn't be as fun. So I can do this. You like the idea of having the notes on stream? Cool. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. What else? I mean, it goes without saying that I'm not going to look up the data structure, right? Like, obviously, I'm not going to look up code examples of the DSA that I'm coding. Duh. Okay. I think those are good. No Devin. Yeah. Well, there were a few times I used GPT, and then GPT would just wrote the code for me, and I'm like, no, I'm not looking. Let me scroll past that. When I was just trying to ask like a basic question about it. Annoying. Okay. I think this is the basic idea. So then it becomes like, what are we going to write? And I guess it doesn't make sense for these to be doubles. Doesn't Markdown do something special if I just have dashes? I can't remember. What are we going to write? Code. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So I think linked list is an obvious. Doubly linked list, an obvious. I think array list is still really good. Like writing our own array list vec. With array list vec, Like we can implement a queue if we really want to off of a linked list. Queue backed by linked list. I think ring buffers are very cool. I would like to do a ring buffer again. I definitely want to do the binary search tree again. What else did we do? A priority queue? Priority queues are also really fun. So priority queue, min heap. Okay. So those are all the ones I think we did last time, right? Array list, doubly linked list queue, stack, binary search tree, priority queue, ring buffer. Okay. So there might be like a single stream. Maybe we'll just start with linked list and doubly linked list. There might be a single string of, not a stack, that's not what I meant, of raw vec, which is what Rust lib calls it. And this is basically going to be our growable array that we can then reuse for other things. So that's one option. Because then we can use that for our array list. We can use it for... We could build a bunch of stuff off of that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still kind of like... It's basically an array list without that... Well, it's actually just... It's really just a growable contiguous memory buffer is really all it is. The raw vec is. It doesn't have any like push capabilities and stuff, if I remember right. I can't remember how it works. I'll have to look at it. So there's also really simple ones, like stuff I was playing with myself, like there's linear search. Simple. Right? There's like linear search, there's what's it called? Let me get my Obsidian notes up. Old stuff. All right, binary search. I just could not think of that right now. There are things like bubble sort and stuff like that. I mean, the thing is that bubble sort isn't like, it's probably not the most exciting thing to implement in Rust. So we could just say sorting algorithms, sorting algos, bubble, quick. Okay. I think that's pretty good. I don't know. I know there's not a heck of a lot of you guys here right now, but is there anything else people want to see? Apparently Prime playing Helldivers is more entertaining than talking about a Rust series that I'm going to do. It's unbelievable. All right. Rust and HTMX. I thought about it actually recently. I might actually do a UI at some point. You know, if Tej can make a UI, then I can make a much worse UI. That's how I take it. That's how I take it. That's how I take it. That's how I think about it. One of those. I would. There was no CSS in that, in the one that in the one that Tej did. That's perfect. My goal, like if I do a UI, I will not do CSS. My goal is to not. Like he just used Tailwind or whatever, right? I would do something along those lines. For sure. He was recruiting people the other day for CSS. Yeah, I mean, part of me wants to do like a native UI thing. But it's only just because I wouldn't have to touch JS and CSS, you know? And it's like, would I actually enjoy it any more than writing a web front end just because it's not those technologies? I don't know. Probably not. I'd probably just be more annoyed with it because I'd have zero knowledge and context of it. Let's see. And then there's like hard stuff. Like, we'll just say harder stuff. A prefix tree really isn't that hard. But B tree, maybe we want to do RB trees, AVL, all that kind of stuff. I guess I haven't done a whole lot of matrix stuff. That could be interesting as well. I would have to study. I'd have to prep a lot more if I wanted to pretend like I was going to do that in 1 or 2 streams. Might take me a while. Matrix stuff. There we go. Really good notes. Okay. I think that's good. Times, you know how this stream is. Sometimes we have 5 people, sometimes we have 35 people. We never know what's going to happen. So maybe sometime I have 35 people, I'll bring up this document and say, okay, give me feedback. Tell me what you want to see. Hey, Juice. How's it going? Oh, is the dog here today? Nope. There's no dog laying down right here. Definitely not. Okay, the dog is here. Do you want to try that redeem again, Juice? Should we do some doggo time? Okay. All right. Let's see. Before I get him excited, I have to go find a toy. Hold on. Oh, that's right. I remember how I do this now. All right. So that I don't have to change. You know, it's applicable in more than one context. All right. Let's see. Let's see if this still works. This used to work well. Back camera. Connect. And turn off audio. Android. Okay. Live feed. I haven't messed with this scene in a while, so it looks interesting. All right. Looking good. There's the dog. All right. Now I have this. There we go. That looks pretty good. He's very little. He's 11 pounds. All right, now I'll get a toy. I'll be right back. All right, now he's interested. We have Kitty and we have Penguin. We'll see what he does. Which one are you going to choose? Did you get it? He's so strong. He's so huge and strong. Just watch this. What? You didn't even hold on to it. What are you doing? Oh, he's huge. What? You don't even catch it? Come on. Come on. You're not going to jump up? You're being lazy? What about Penguin? He's like, what are you doing to me? Why are you doing this? He's like, I'm going to go back to licking now. Can you just... Yeah, maybe it was a yawn. All right. I think he's done. Yeah, he's done. All right. I think I'm ready to... I think I'm ready to sit in a chair anyway. All right. Doggo time. That scene had an interesting list of emotions. Yeah, this one's got a lot to it. Hey Speen, what's up? It's going all right, dude. Hope you're well. All right, let's see. Message check. All right, seems like we're good. Yeah. It was a... you mean the meme on that scene? Yeah, I forgot what it was. Let's see. It's probably the same as Cam and meme. Oh yeah. It's fair. It's pretty fair. I haven't changed this one in a while. This is a low energy song. Let's see. What's this one about? Skill issue. That one's pretty good. I had this one for a while. This one's pretty good. We've got to change it around though. There we go. Can't say I'm great at OBS scenes, but there's something. All right. Yeah, so we just finished out writing some notes for a data structure and algorithm course. Not course. I'm not writing a course. Let's be real. Sorry, series. Using Rust. We're gonna do another one. And I think I'm done writing that out. So let's see what Rust nonsense we can get up to. I was playing with something the last couple nights as I had time. Have had kind of a crazy week. Ring buffer. You can watch my video on ring buffer. It's only probably, let's see, I think the last time I did ring buffer, I think I did it in 7 streams. But I also made it pretty thick. Let's see. You can definitely do it quicker than that. We can look at a ring buffer real quick. So ring buffer, you just have a fixed size array, and essentially the oldest data gets overwritten, and so that's why they call it a ring, because you only have that number of elements. Say it's 10, and then it keeps going round and round. So you always only have the up to the last 10 elements in your array. And that's all that it is. It's just lost. Yeah, it's just lost. So basically it's data that you don't care about. Yeah. So like a ring buffer might be used to implement like an undo stack or something like that. Like where you're like, I'm going to let a user undo 10 actions, but not more than that, right? So you might have that limited to 10. Another place they're used a lot actually in limited memory environments, so like embedded devices and stuff. So like slow motion cameras, like they work by capturing in number of frames, right? So say it's 30, 60, whatever. And when you press the shutter, it takes those last 60 frames and puts them into the resulting image, right? But it doesn't care about anything beyond that 60 or whatever that number is. So it's a cool data structure. It actually has a lot of fun uses. Yeah. You wonder if that's how clips work on your own site. Yeah, I guess it could. I don't know. I mean, it is interesting, right? I wonder if they just like if they hold on to the last because what is it, 60 seconds that you can clip or something like that in the past. So it could be that they hold on to that using a ring buffer. Sometimes you'll hear them called a circular buffer as well, or circle buffer. It's the same thing. Okay, so I was playing with something. That doesn't sound good either. I was playing with some code. Let's start there. And because I was just thinking about these data structures and algorithms and stuff, and of course, like really basic one is like a linear search algorithm. Yeah, those packets have a relatively long. I assume we'd keep a portion of the HLS manifest ready. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it would make sense to me. Be interesting to see. Hey, Whimsically, what's up, man? So yeah, I decided to just do a linear search rec. Yeah, Rust again, DSA again. Were you here when I did Rust DSA? I can't remember who was even here back then. Um, we're gonna do a new series where you do it kind of quicker. But so far we just wrote out some notes today. You can skip my stream of consciousness at the top and just go right to the things we're going to write. You came during AOC. That's right. Okay. I'm surprised you stayed coming here during AOC because I was pretty done doing AOC. The real reason, I don't know if I ever said this on stream, but I realized it like a month later. The real reason I was so like done at AOC is because I had just done the 12 languages in 4 weeks thing. And I what's the right word? I grinded, I guess. Like that was a lot of grinding for me. I streamed a lot during November, and I would stream during the day on Twitch, and then at night I'd stream on Discord and keep working on everything. And I did that for like a month straight. And I know some people can just like keep that up forever, but like my adrenals were like shot by the end of that. I was like, I was pretty burnt out. Because I was doing that and work stuff too, of course, and dealing with holiday stuff, everything. It was a lot. What happened yesterday? Weren't you streaming yesterday? Was it yesterday that I actually joined your stream for a little bit? I feel like it was. Okay. A popular streamer showed up on your Whimsically. I was like, who? Who would do that to you? What popular streamer could you possibly be talking about? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was having a little bit of fun at your expense. Making fun of your BQN LSP. My mistake. Do I need to do like an apology video and put it on YouTube and then like tweet it and everything? That's really funny. I loved how you responded to it with a string instrument. Nice. I love that your response was showing me the BQN Discord and being like, see this guy? He's the guy who made it. It's like, it's still like 5 or 6 people. No, I'm just kidding. It was very funny. It was good times. Shh. 2001. Thanks for the follow. Or is it super secure socket handling 2001? Is that what that is? 6 is generous. It's usually 2 to 3. Well, you used the language very well. I will say that. It was very impressive watching you do AOC and VQ1. The later one, nice. Cool. Oh yeah, so I was playing with this linear search rec. Okay, we need a little bit more upbeat music here. I think I'm playing my chill anime playlist, and sometimes it's a little too chill. It's putting me to sleep over here. All right. Let's go with something else. Yeah, it is Emacs. Emacs user spotted. They love to play this song first, even though it's on shuffle. 10x dev would spot Emacs. Yeah, checks out, right? Yeah, it's Emacs. I use evil mode though, because I like E. Okay, so I started this linear search rec thing. Typically in Rust, I believe you would probably write linear search rec more like this, where it takes like an iterator or something. So you'd probably do something like, I forgot about the, not what I meant. This isn't exactly how you'd write it, but we'll just pretend that it is for a second. So it's up to you how you want to write. Like I'm returning like the index for linear search rec, you know, whatever. So you'd probably typically write something like this. All editors look the same, yeah. But that's not, instead of doing that, I wanted to see like how generic I could make linear search rec. And long story short, it didn't end up very generic. But it was still fun to write, and I learned me a few things about Rust in the process, or at least reminded myself about a few things, because sometimes I forget, unlike a lot of languages, Rust doesn't let you index into strings. So you have to kind of work around that. So you can't do anything like this. Like this is not valid. There's no index trait usize. Double summations aren't valid either. So there you go. The type stir cannot be indexed by integer. This trait slice index stir is not implemented for integer. You can use cars.inth or bytes.inth, right? So they use cars.inth, bytes.inth in order to do kind of the same thing. But I wanted to like try linear search that would work for anything, and it can work for strings if you decide to use them as byte slices. But yeah. Critically vulnerable language, yeah. What's up, Ons? It's hilarious. I know people freak out anytime there's a vulnerability in Rust, just because, I mean, to be fair, yeah, it's like it's probably because Rust people are annoying sometimes and might even overstate their case for how good Rust is at protecting them. But it is also funny where people are like, oh, can't believe this. And then there's actually like a whole list of languages that are affected sometimes. Rust people advocating for Rust, never seen it. Yeah, it was it's good drama though. The types of things you'd never think about if you weren't on Twitter. Yeah. This is we're completely you'll pick up Rust once you go full vegan. Oh no, is that why is that what happened to me? If you put security on your flag and use it forward so aggressively, that's the blowback you earned. I mean, that's a fair point. I don't actually disagree with you. I'm not a big fan of most programming language communities, so it's not too surprising that I sometimes forget that I have this key right here. I know my keyboard thing is very small. but I have this nice little key mapped to curly brace. And even though it's not in my muscle memory to use it while I code, because it does require like this hand movement here, it's not bad. It's not bad for the vimming. As it should be, Juice. As it should be. I mean, you're the one that also, you know, like started writing Elixir. So, I mean, it got you. You're now switching to Odin. Nice. I mean, I've heard good things about Odin. I don't know much about it. I mean, I've read the homepage. That's about it. Hear people talk about it, mostly like memeing, but yeah. Yeah, well, Rust and C++ people together. Ooh, this is where it gets real bad. Oh yeah, right. So my point was what? Oh right, you can't index into a string, and so we decided to do this. Yeah, this isn't looking good, purplish for me finishing a data structure in one stream when I actually get this started, is it? You haven't looked at Elixir in 11 days, meaning you've forgotten everything. Hilarious. Gleam, I think it's cool. I think it's great. It's super early. We don't know how long such languages can last, and necessarily if it's just depending on sponsorships. That's not like a knock on Gleam. Every language starts somewhere. I think it has cool ideas. It seems like a well thought out language. And of course, being on the beam is wonderful. Oh, not an Elixir, so I get it. I get it now. Here I go opining when my opinion wasn't even asked for. I guess that's kind of what you get if you're watching my stream, though. Classic Shy Ryan influence. Yeah, Elixir is very cool. I mean, what's really cool, of course, is the beam itself. If I was to work on the beam, I'd probably just start by learning Erlang just for fun. And I like old languages with odd syntax choices. So, you know, it works for me. But, you know, Gleam is probably, well, Elixir's very user-friendly. Gleam's pretty user-friendly if you're used to strongly typed functional languages. Maybe even if you're not. I don't know. The beam is cool. I would take a job working on the beam. I'd be fine with that. Right now, based on job numbers, I'm probably going to end up getting a Rust job. The number of Rust jobs and the salary ranges simply work better for me where I'm at, assuming I can actually land one. I'll probably get a Rust job next. That's the idea. Okay. Right, so I just wanted to make this as generic as possible. And so like the actual function that would be more like public would be like this linear search rec from this module, right? And I know it doesn't need to be public. It's fine, guys. It's fine. You married a Java programmer and he is the most grounded person you've ever met. That's hilarious. I didn't know you're married. A recruiter told me they look down on Elixir devs because they stereotype them as Rails developers who only know how to create web apps. And that if I wanted to highlight my knowledge ability with Beam, then Erlang would be a better choice. Ooh. Sick burn. I mean, honestly, like, and I'm not at all putting down like Elixir devs at all, because I know a bunch of smart ones, but they're probably not completely wrong. about the stereotype. They're probably not completely wrong, because that is kind of where it came from, right? I mean, it takes the whole Ruby syntax, right? Puts it on the beam, not telling whimsically anything he doesn't already know. And so that's a lot of like what your majority, when you think about your majority being like not your top 20%, right? The 80% at the bottom of Elixir devs are probably kind of like that. And that's about what you get. But they're a lot better writing Elixir than they are writing Ruby. Better off, I mean. At least I think they are. But that's funny. It's funny that a recruiter actually told you that. What kind of recruiters are you talking to, whimsically? Okay. So we do have this linear search rec, and basically the idea that I thought of is, in order for linear search to work, you basically have to have a length so you don't go out of bounds, unless you just let it panic, which I could have. I could have just let it panic and not worry about has length, but I wanted to return an option instead and be nice and stuff. Oh, was this like an actual company's recruiter? That makes more sense then. Because I was like, that's like a very nuanced take for a company recruiter. I mean, for a recruiter to have. But I was thinking of like an external recruiter. You gotta have a lot of grit to endure the pain of Java. That's fair. So yeah, you have to have like length, like a concept of length, right? Unless you just want to panic and go out of bounds. And then of course you have to implement index. The problem is, like I said, strings don't actually implement index, but vectors do and slices do, right? And so basically, this is only as generic as vectors and slices are. I mean, one of the nice things about writing the code this way, instead of just writing it to only take slices, for instance, because we can turn vectors into slices, is that then we could create our own data structure, right? And then use this code. But most of the time, idiomatically, I think people are going to go with an iterator approach instead, which makes sense, because then you can do things like string.cars, which creates an iterator of the cars from a string. Hey, what's up, Dylan? Yeah, definitely. I mean, Java developers in general are they're literally enterprise devs, right? It's kind of just like C# and Java. Same thing. C#, Java, same thing. Enterprise devs. Yeah, chars. They're absolutely chars. You don't say I don't remember how this happened. Roasted banned you from your own stream this morning? That's hilarious. What's up, Roasted? Can you even do that? Did it actually go through? I don't have any mods. Well, actually, my only mod is Dylan's girlfriend. You don't think you can ever forgive him? It's funny. Okay. he said TS is greater than Go. Oh, that's a hard one. I don't know. I dislike both of those languages so much that I don't think I can really offer an opinion. The difference between TS and Go for me, though, is that I've written a lot of TS. Well, the utility, sure. I've written a lot of TS, and so I have a little bit more of an educated take on it than I do Go. I've written basically no Go. So Uh, the utility. Yeah, I mean, probably. But I mean, what's the utility? I mean, the utility of Go, right, is exactly what they developed it for at Google, which is to get a bunch of like people who would be writing Java write performant services with little understanding, right? Like little actual experience, a somewhat safe approach without having to think too hard. But I don't know. I know some people push back on that, but that is like the original design thing. Go is Grug language. Yeah, exactly. It definitely is. Which I mean, you'd think would appeal to me, but for some reason, I don't like Grug languages in general. You like Go more than TS? That's fair. I mean, I just hate that TS is, of course, from Microsoft and also lies to you in its actual name. It's a psyop, right? um Oh, you have to get rid of one TSO camo gleam and Go. Okay. If it's presented that way, then yeah, like right now with the way where everything is at, then maybe I would choose Go in that sentence. It's possible I would say that. Um until we have like perfect replacements for like perfect JS of OCaml type stuff, right? The world had the chance to go with the Flow. Yeah, Flow is good. I mean, like I used it a little bit when it first came out, and then yeah, like MLX exactly. Um, I mean, the best thing about writing Nick's Flakes for literally everything that Leo does is that just I'm automatically a contributor to the majority of new OCaml open source projects. Oh god, I was doing Python today for work and I was so freaking mad. I was so mad because literally, class, I know this has been fixed-ish with the new tool or whatever they did. Um but uh it's like this script that I've literally ran before. Like 2 years ago, I ran this script, no problems. Today I run the script, many problems. And it's just because of stupid pip env bullshit, right? And you're just like, how can a script that literally ran just fine, has had no changes, just fail to run when I go to run it today on the same fucking computer? Um it's just their whole dependency thing is insane. Um Meta is the backbone of the OCaml ecosystem. Yeah. I so am. I'm just really carrying OCaml so far. Uh it's funny. Okay, what were we talking about? Does anybody remember? Oh yeah, we were talking about this linear search recursive. Okay, so basically right now this only works for vectors and slices for the most part. One of the annoying things is that since obviously like Rust isn't duck typed, like etc. Or we don't have like a structural type or anything like that. Like we don't have we usually rely on type classes, right? What do they call them? Traits, right? Type classes in Haskell, traits in Rust. I think he was referring to Meons and not Meta, the company. Which, by the way, I had the moniker Meta before they did, and it's pretty frustrating. It's pretty frustrating that that they get to just walk around using my name everywhere they go. But anyway. Or were you actually talking about Meta, the company, Dylan? I just thought you were making a joke about my Knicks contributions. Oh. I figured you were just joking about my Knicks contributions. I actually forgot that flow was written in OCaml. It's really funny. Okay. Can't believe you just used meta on my stream and didn't like clarify what you meant. So then I implemented my own has length trait in order to use a.len generically, like polymorphically, right? And I had a few issues with that. You were 10x before Cardone. Okay. One was a couple things that I didn't expect. One is that there can be issues since I'm actually defining len as part of this trait. There are some issues with doing this. It works fine on vec. It does not work fine on slices. So on slices, we end up getting into this recursive situation. Now, part of the reason I think that is because actually on slice references, which is technically what this implementation is for, there isn't a len. The len we're depending on is actually from sliced len, but let's see if that's true here. I can't remember what happened there. I think we had the same problem with the whole recursive. No, okay, that is actually the problem. Okay, so that was the main issue I ran into, but it was really easy to fix by just relying on the module functions instead of the methods that are part of the impl blocks, basically. Is one way you could say that. So that's what I ended up doing. What the hell is this song? I don't like this song. I let Spotify choose a song for me from this playlist, or whatever, recommend other songs based on the playlist. I do not like that song. Okay. Juice coming back in. You're literally talking about Juice's spouse. Do you realize that? The spouse that she's literally never talked about and possibly made up. Yeah, so that was one interesting thing, and it was a new error that I actually hadn't seen before, which is the whole recursive thing, but it kind of makes sense because, again, this is just calling the len that I've just defined right here, right? So that's kind of where it is. He has 0 social media presence and wants to keep it that way. That's hilarious. That would have been so good. It's hilarious. I mean, so part of him having no social media presence is that you never talk about him? Like, really? No, I'm kidding. I'm just teasing. Okay. So we were able to implement has length for string pretty easily as well. Like so. And then just to test it out, we have this whole length thing. Now, this is where some of this comes down to understanding how Rust generics work, which is implicitly your generic parameter in Rust is going to have a sized trait. So without writing it, like the question mark is actually not in this case, because that makes a lot of sense, right? without writing sized in any way, it's already implicitly there. And for instance, if we take off that, we'll just keep it explicit as sized, but that's implicitly sized otherwise. We end up getting this, which is right here. It's going to say the size of values of type integer cannot be known at compilation time. The trait size is not implemented for slices of integer. So this doesn't work for slices, basically, is the easiest way to think about it. I can actually make that work, if I remember right, by adding a reference like so. Then it works just fine. I tried to tell you, Nightshade, but you left too quickly. I said, we're doing Rust. I can't believe you're going to watch whatever his name is, Prime. That small streamer named Prime. So anyway, that's where the sized problem comes in, is that a slice like a non-referenced, non-borrowed slice is not sized. And so we have to explicitly say, I don't want sized. Like, I'm okay with unsized types for this generic. And then our length works totally fine. What's kind of funny is that was actually my problem. Now, what are you complaining about? Oh, it's because I marked this as pub. That's hilarious. It's because my trait isn't pub. So because that is pub and depends on, like, is taking a has length, it's saying that my trait is private. Okay. All right, Roasted. Take care, dude. Some of us actually have to work. Oh God, fuck Nightshade. I forgot all about that. I forgot that some of you guys actually work. What? Oh, weird. You're in a call right now. I mean, this is part of your work, right, Juice? I mean, it's important for you to watch Twitch streams. How are you going to do your job effectively if you're not watching streams on Twitch? It's just dog fooding, obviously. Level 2 multitask. I have like level -100 multitasking. Pretty sure that's my multitask stat. Let's see. I haven't done a message check in a bit. Let me make sure all the peeps are fine. They're fine. They're quiet. They're not talking to me. They're out doing their own thing, living their life. I'm home, exactly where I want to be. Okay. So, oh, that's so sweet, Juice. Thank you. Thanks for the sub. I super appreciate that. You had to lead the call? Oh no. God, this is why I'm scared of getting a new job. Like they might actually ask me to do calls, and then they might actually ask me to talk on those calls. And, you know, at my current company, like when we actually had a number of employees, currently we only have 3. We'll just keep that between us. Like when we had more like 25, I actually had to do some of those things, but they knew me well enough that they knew I was mostly just going to sit in the back virtually on Zoom and just make jokes the whole time. They knew that and they loved it. They loved every minute of it. Okay. Let's see. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, right. So the whole size thing is actually what fucked some of this up. So I tried by just going straight to the linear search, and I kept getting all these errors, and I'm like, oh, is there a problem with the index trait? Did I not define it correctly? Like, are my type parameters wrong? But it was just because of sized. That was the only problem. Title Old Man Forgets Things. What? There was an error connecting to Twitch's API. Try again later. Really? Isn't the error that Nightshade's not a mod? I didn't even know I could do that with Nightbot. Old Man Forgets Things. I better copy the old title. We'll try this. Nope, it doesn't work for me either. Nightbot completely borked. Age. Oh yeah, jeez. How old did I say I was on your stream the other night? And you you actually believed me? I guess it was probably a few weeks ago. It was pretty funny. I was pretty happy. I was pretty happy with that. I have a 14-year-old, Juice. I doubt I'm younger than you with a 14-year-old. No, I just use really good skincare. Okay. Oh, I missed your lurk, Ryan, but I appreciate it. Super appreciate it. All right, here we go. Right, so then our linear search rec works fine. The only thing we have to have, of course, is a partial econ L, because otherwise, how are we going to compare our values? And of course, we have to have our whole has length plus index plus unsized, right? And then everything works just beautifully. So I was thinking we should just try to make this work with an iterator real quick and then just compare the code and just see what that feels like. So let's start here. Linear search rec it. Hey, Cosmic Blade, thanks for the follow. You could biologically have like a 24-year-old. Let's see. I could biologically. I think we're pretty close in age. I'm 38. I don't care if people know how old I am. Yeah, I dye my hair and beard. According to my birth certificate, which I may or may not have forged, I'm 38. Yeah, you're older than me for sure, Nightshade. That's why we keep you here. Oh, cool. Thanks, Cosmic. I appreciate it. I appreciate the follow and glad you're enjoying the stream. I mean, that's mostly why I try to lure in Nightshade and Ryan, because they're just like a few years older than me, just like a little bit, and it makes me feel good. It's good times. Right, the whole iterator thing. So I'm forgetting a couple things. Right, this doesn't work, which is fine. So we're just going to actually change this to be more like our other code, in that our V is just going to be an O. What did I just do? Okay, our V is just going to be an O. I forgot to hit R. That's what I did. And our iterator is just going to be a T, and it can be an anti, I think, an anti. I think that would be fine. Option use size is also fine. And the main thing, though, is we have to say where T is an iterator. But there's some other piece to that, but we'll just get to it once we actually take care of the whole problem of it not returning an option use size. Maybe just by doing that. Okay, so far it's actually fine. It's fine with this. FB community is older, kind of nice hanging out with adults, yeah. All the Zoomers love their TypeScript, I feel like. And their Go, I guess. Ryan being older than me makes me feel great. Rip. Okay. So let's just call this do. I'm really missing my ability to just do a little prime there. No, what did you just do? Why did you delete that? All right, do linear search rec it to, and this is going to say t. Oh yeah, this doesn't actually make any sense. I just remembered we don't actually need a helper thing because we don't have to keep track of the index. Oh yeah, no, we do because that's what we're returning. I guess in the case of an iterator, if you're taking an iterator, it doesn't really make sense to do this. It actually makes more sense to just return a bool, doesn't it? So that's probably what we should do, is return a bool. And we'll just say false for now. And then we're just going to do something simple like call a.next. So if we say if a.next, I already forget what next actually returns. It returns an option item. That makes sense. Switch testing. All right. Remind me in like 30 seconds. Right. So if we call a.next, and we could do an if let equals, let me think. Let's just make it simple. So if we did a sum and a sum v equals a.next, how does that work? Cool. We're gonna say true. Oh my god. Did you guys just see what I was about to do? Wait, did you notice this? Unbelievable. I was about to do an if and then return a bool. Oh my god. All right. I figured this would not work, which is fine. Part of it is first of all, has to have partial eq. Otherwise, there's no way that we can compare them. Is that the only problem? No, of course not. Mismatched types. Okay, I figured this was going to be one of the things. And so we need the iterator. We need the iterator item to equal O as well. So I think the way that we do this is we say item equals O. Now let's see where we're at. If bool else, not bool is best code. So good. Good. Yeah. So then we're going to do a dot as ref. I knew there was going to be the referential problem. Let's see if we have anything else. Cannot borrow a as mutable as it is behind a % reference. It is, so the data it refers to cannot be borrowed as mutable. Okay. So I could either make it copy, or there might be another way. It's already behind a mutable reference. Let me think about this. I think it might be easier to just do an if let in this case. Let's see if that gets around it. It might not. I mean, I like the one-liner, but let's just try unwrapping it for a second. If let some, not quite, some, what do I want to call it, since it's not, I'm already using v. I guess we're gonna call it some x equals a.next. So now we're actually back to this. And then if we say if v equals and x, right, just v equals and x. This could work. It might work better if we actually called next as a function. Okay, this works fine. Maybe. Nope, we still have the same error, right? Same error, same error. Cannot borrow a as mutable as it is behind an and reference. Yeah, so basically we already have a mutable borrow, and so we can't borrow it again. That makes sense. Let's just do a cargo test. Or actually, we can just do cargo build just to get the full error output, because sometimes it will tell us how to fix it. Oh, I forgot. No, it's much simpler than that. It's actually just the fact that if you're calling next on an iterator, it's a mutable operation. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so our original code probably works just fine. Let's just see if this works real quick. Yep, it's just unused. It works fine. I just forgot that, you know, calling next on an iterator is in fact mutable. Okay. No, I'm about to do it. Linear search rec iterator. You can kind of see why this is a nicer way of implementing this. Obviously, it does require you to call iter on whatever you have, but it's pretty fucking nice. And it just returns a bool. And then we should be able to do something like assert eq. What do we got? True. I keep writing Lisp. Linear search rec. Let's do a little abc.cars. And then we're going to say and a. I forgot to do rec it. And this should be right, except I think it's this. Maybe not. What do you hate about me? Oh, right. I did not actually give it a mutable reference. Can I just do that then? Right. Just the whole mutability thing. Okay. So, yeah. And then we'll just try one more. That's false. And let's just test that real quick. You hate me. I just forgot semicolons. Wow, look at that. I know how to write a really simple code. So that's a lot more idiomatic, and this is part of the problem with me doing data structures in Rust is that I start doing things that are very not idiomatic, like this thing where I take all these crazy generic things, right? And it's just because it's fun. It's fun to mess around with code that you're not really supposed to write. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when I actually do it. We know what happened the first time, which is I did this kind of stuff. I did things that weren't idiomatic. Now part of it is like I didn't know, and part of it is that I'm stubborn once I've kind of chosen a path of implementation for me to, wipe it and rework the whole thing. Okay, let's do that switch test. Are you around, Nightshade? Unbelievable. Nightshade already left. All the patience of a Gen Z person. Well, he's not even here. Nightshade, come on, man. All right. Nightshade. Let me know when you're back so I can do switch test. Remarkable. Millennials are the establishment now. That's hilarious. Can't believe he has all this work stuff. I mean, that's ridiculous. Who would do this much work in their lives? Hours of work a day? All right, let me just message my partner again. Streaming for another 20 minutes or so. I do have a day job. It's just a weird situation. I guess it doesn't matter since it's not like I super publicly share where I work all the time. But basically we're winding down my company, but it's going to take like 6 months. So my day job is extremely chill at the moment while still paying me. So I can't complain too much. All right. Should we just do the switch test anyway? Or I guess we'll just continue. We'll just continue with what we were doing. It's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty good. It's also funny how much life just ends up being like, oh, you have this extra time? Let me find a bunch of ways that are going to use that time, which is not at all what you thought it was going to be. But again, it's still better than me trying to juggle all that shit and a full-time job. You know. Okay, so linear search rec, it looks nice. Let's just write a couple more tests for funsies around vectors and the like, just to make sure that we know what's actually happening. So what would we say? We would say linear search rec it. Let's do and mute. Yeah, we can do v dot into iter. Isn't there just an iter on v instead of into iter? Iter. Yeah. This should work. And we just want to see, is there a 1? There's nothing kind of weirder in Rust than writing and 1 like that. Expected reference and integer. Is that true? Did you really expect that? Oh, because I already... No, that doesn't make sense. Let me think about this. Maybe it is this. Maybe I don't even need to call it that way. I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is where the ergonomics of things get a little funnier. Does this really fix it if I just put and 1? That's hilarious. So that's because when I call v.iter, I think in order to fix this, I could do an into iter, and then I wouldn't have the double reference. Yeah. Okay. So that consumes the vec. Or I think v2 iter already like makes it that way. but adding the and mute just starts making it even weirder. So I don't know. Really, you would not want to consume the vec here. Nice. For whatever reason, Rust keeps freezing my Emacs with args out of range. I mean, we get that every once in a while anyway, but it's been really frequently in this file. It's been hating me. Rust analyzer, freezing Emacs. Okay, so we wrote a little thing for vec. Let's just try it for, this is where I'm going to go back to the old implementation so I don't have to do this twice. We're just going to go with the double ampersands and we're going to love it. Because into-iter consumes the vec and I don't want it to. I want to be able to just keep going back. So let's just call this 4 and this should be false. Okay. Looks good. Okay, I think we're pretty confident that this is going to work for any iterator, right? So yeah, yay iterators. Probably the main way that you're going to start doing some of these. Now, of course, oh yeah, no, I fucked up, didn't I? I fucked up. This isn't even correct logic. This is what Rust does not actually save you from correct logic. It doesn't save you from incorrect logic. Sorry. And that is because this isn't right. Because we're not recursing. I was like, oh yeah, this is recursive. No, it's not recursive because we're not even recurring. So the only reason that passed is because I was getting the very first element. Okay, so that was linear search the first element. So if it was the second element, that would have failed. Hilarious. So then let's just say a.next. And then we can just say, so if we're at the end, right, if this is a none, then it's false. This actually is probably cleaner as a match statement. I don't know. You can kind of go either way. We could match it. Let me think. I think it's actually a little bit more, I think it's a little bit more expressive as a match. Match a.next. And we can say none is false. Might help if I put a comma. And then we can say sum x if and x equals v is true. And then I forgot a comma again because I'm dumb. And then we can say else we want to recur. So we'll do linear search rec. Come on, Emacs, you can do it. Wrong one, but that's okay. Still love you. And we will pass A and V. Now, obviously, there's like a built-in way to do this, but the point is to recur. This isn't the recommended way to do linear search in Rust. That's not the point of this. It's just for fun. Re-implementing find, yeah, exactly, basically. Okay. Okay, so this should actually work. Let's find out. Let's make sure this actually works. So let's do it on 1 and 2, just for funsies. And yeah. Yay. Nothing like writing a bad test. The first element is kind of a bad test. The first and last element is kind of a bad test, but testing both of those and the middle element is pretty good. Oh man, that's funny. Okay, so there's your linear search rec using an iterator. We did linear search rec, or I did it off stream, but you know, that's where we started at, right? Is using trait types, and it's not bad. It's really not bad. Okay. So now that we have a few more people, let me also just re-ask. We're doing data structures and algorithms, etc. in Rust. I wrote out some notes. We've already done this once, right? If you've been around, you know that. And it was mostly for me to like learn about the data structures and about Rust. And I want to do it again. Shorter videos. Maybe go a little deeper on certain aspects. We'll see what happens. And then maybe get into some harder stuff as well. And I'm just wondering if there's anything besides these data structures that you people would want to see. So let me know if there is. I'll leave that up for now. Nightshade, are you still on your call? You people. Chat. You people in this case means Rust people. You viewers of Rust streams. Nightshade's just, he's completely gone. He's going to make me refund his points. Crusty viewers. Damn it, Nightshade. Now no one gets a switch test. That's what happens. One person can ruin it for everybody. Oh, okay. Now he's here. Oh, what's up? All right. You ready for this switch test then? Now that you're back. A map? Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like a hash map or something. Yeah, that would be fun. You know? Hash maps? That's a thing that we use all the fucking time that I didn't even think about. We could do that. All right. I'm not going to put that under harder stuff, which I may regret at some point, but we'll do a hash map. Okay, switch test. Let's go. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, you can redeem channel points for a switch test. I have this little switch tester. Okay, it's got 28 different switches on it. We can get crazy. Switches of all colors. So yeah, let's do some that we haven't done very much. Let's see. Purple? What the fuck is a purple? We don't know. We can try a purple. Let's do a purple. Usually people get to choose. Nightshade said I can just do whatever. Navy's a little interesting. Let's do purple, navy. A little bit different. And then we'll go with this Polia tactile. Look at that, below purple, exactly. Polia tactile. We'll try that one as well. Okay. So, cool. I'm going to pause the music because otherwise you weren't going to be able to hear a fucking thing. We'll go to zoomed cube. How messy is my desk? Not bad. Not that bad. Okay. I can deal with this. All right. We're going to need some new keycaps because I don't have them on any of these. Let's see. Navy. We'll put the blue on navy. Well, let's hear them without the keycap for a second. Okay. Here we go. Up to the mic. I'll move the mic further in. Let's see. So this is a navy. It's a heavy switch. I already know that. Heavy and clicky. Okay. Heavy and clicky. It's possibly because of the click and everything, it actually takes more actuation force than the black does. Okay. And then we'll go with purple with no. Yeah, they're here. They're here. They'll let you out. They'll let you out. Hold on. Family just got home. All right. Then we have purple. Okay, purple's not clicky. A little heavy. A little heavy. And then we have polia. Polia. Sounds a little too much like polio, so I don't see why anybody would want that. Also quiet. Hard to even make a sound with it. Interesting. It's making your dog bark. Is your dog that corgi that you advertise on Twitter sometimes? All right, we'll do one of these green things on polia. I know, not using headphones on Twitch. That's brave. That's real brave. Okay. Now we have some keycaps. We'll put it on the desk and see if we can get some noise. All right. So first, wow, this tactile doesn't hold the keycap very well, I guess because it doesn't have the whole box thing. All right. So I guess we'll go with the tactile. It's okay. It's like, it's heavy. I know you like heavier. It's heavy, heavy-ish. Purple. Purple is also kind of heavy. Getting a super loud clicky keyboard without annoying anyone? Yeah. I mean, the tactile has a little bit of noise with the keycap and everything. I imagine on a keyboard, it would be a little bit noisy. And then, of course, the navy is very clicky. Navy's definitely the greatest actuation. And then the purple is definitely heavier than the polia tactile. Let's see. What would I rate the brown as? Yeah, it's a good question. We can... I mean, I use browns on my actual keyboard. Oh, no. Don't change scenes on me. In terms of actual weight, I would say the purple is to me, the purple feels pretty similar to a brown in actual weight. It's lighter. It's definitely lighter. I lied. The tactile, it's just so different. Using a tactile switch is so different. You're just waiting for the purplish. Sorry about that, purplish. All right. I don't know. It's okay. I don't like any of them, honestly. For me, I don't like any of them. But the navy is like heavy click, right? Polia's like, let's compare it to another tactile. What do I have? I have a super speed silver. Yeah. I mean, the speed silver is obviously like much, much lighter. And then compared to, what do we have up there? Purple, burgundy, and pink. All right. Yeah, the purple's actually heavier than the burgundy. And then of course pink's very light and clicky. It's not bad. It's not bad. Thanks for playing. All right. I think I'm mostly donezo. Okay. So that was linear search. I was so we'll probably rewrite that just really quick in this in the when we actually do the series separately, and then binary search. I guess I could just start with those. I'm just trying to think. Both of those are gonna not be those aren't gonna take very long. So I don't even know if that's worth doing in the series. I guess it is, because at least it's a short video. Linear search, binary search. Sure. We can do that. It just won't be like the full time. There's got to be something else that we could put with it. Maybe one of the sorting algorithms. It's because of the sus lettuce you ate. Yeah, they're warm-ups, exactly. That's hilarious, Nightshade. Cool. Well, I had fun today. We wrote out some notes. We also just went over some of this linear search stuff. And, you know, at least we wrote some Rust code today. You know, it's been a while. I've been doing so much OCaml and Nix. I haven't written Rust in a long time, and it was fun. So I'm going to say bye to YouTube now. Bye, YouTube.